We recognise at Joblogic that you and your businesses are always innovating and having to innovate, and we want to keep providing software that will give you a commercial advantage and help you stand out in what are often crowded markets. So to facilitate this, last year we created a new delivery mechanism called the Joblogic Marketplace. This was a way to share new modules, features and integrations, that gives you the choice of what features you want to add to your Joblogic system. And many of you will have interacted with the marketplace already, I expect, but I just want to take this opportunity today, when we've got you all together, to showcase just a handful of the 60 or so apps that are already available on the marketplace to see how they could help you win, do and show the work. To do this, I'm going to run through the life cycle of a job, probably the most important and sort of core activity that we all do on Joblogic, to see how these apps might help you do that, might assist you to do that. So we'll start at the beginning by winning the work, by managing a new prospect and guiding them through that sort of quoting process, and we'll see where we go from there. So the first app I want to highlight today is our prospect management app, which also happens to be free, which always makes it more interesting, doesn't it? So if we're talking about winning the work, the most fundamental thing we need to be able to do is to keep track of our new leads and prospects on the system, so my potential new customers. And this app allows you to create new leads as prospects within the customer database, which means that you can not only view and maintain a separate list when you look at the customer list screen of those prospects, but more importantly, that they won't appear when you're logging reactive jobs and PPM contracts, but they will appear when you're creating job quotes and PPM quotes. You can also import new prospect records from a third-party database maybe that you have, or if you've purchased a list of prospects to work with. Now, a great partner to the prospect management app is the custom fields app. Now, it is true that this app can be used across several parts of the system, such as assets and quotes and jobs and contracts, but in this scenario, this will allow me to create unlimited extra fields around my prospect record, so I can store useful information. So when I'm planning e-shots or cold sales calls or any other type of sales interaction, it can be really great to have that information front and center for me. So I can create unlimited fields and choose whether it's a text field, a date field, it might be a yes, no type piece of data, it might be a list of information, it might be a memo. And then against the prospects you've added to the system, you can then store this extra content. So for example, I might record the name of their current supplier, when their contract may be due for renewal. That'd be really useful for me if I know that. How many assets they have, how many staff they have, what's their turnover, and so on. Anything that might be useful to me in making sure they become my customer. So once I have a prospect on my system and I've got some extra information stored about them, then I'm ready to start contacting them and building that relationship. With the new integration with Microsoft Office 365, that task becomes much easier and more efficient. So this app allows you to link your 365 account with your Joblogic profile, which means that you can send emails from Joblogic with your 365 sender and signature information, and that you can filter and access email content all in one place. If you want to use the integration outside of sales, which you may do, then it's worth knowing that it also allows you to integrate and sync your 365 calendars with your engineer planner. Okay, so we're emailing back and forth with our prospect, and I can include in that correspondence this other new ability available in the marketplace, logging a quote directly from a received email. So this app allows us to quickly configure an email template that we can share with prospects and customers, which they can then use to request a quote from us. And what that means is that with a single click, effectively, when that email comes in, we can create a quote with all the relevant information and any attachments that they may have included as well. So something Paul talked about, which is getting that quote out the door faster. So let's assume now, for the sake of our example today, we've created a quote for our new prospect and we've sent it off to them. That now means I can take advantage of a final app I want to highlight in this winning the work section by setting up quote reminders. So here, this allows us to enter a number of days prior to the quote expiry date that would like these to start triggering. and I'm probably in the way, but you might be able to see that you can have up to 5 automated reminders at this point. Then you can create your custom email template that can also pull live data in to the reminder. So for example, you could include the date, the expiry date, so it effectively gives a countdown of days until the quote expires to maybe drive a sense of urgency in the customer. Once our prospect or customer responds to our reminders and approves the quote, we can go ahead and upgrade it to a job, which will allow us now to look at some of the apps that can help us do the work. Firstly, assisted form deployment, which is quite a long title, but very, very useful for you in this instance, I think. So this app enables you to set up rules that will govern which forms need to be added to which jobs for which customers. You can use trade and type of the job, but also class and service type of assets in any combination that will create triggers in the system that can be applied to individual, groups of, or all customers. So that when you create jobs or upgrade jobs, then the relevant job level, visit level, or asset level forms are added to the job automatically. So in a few clicks, you can not only free up hours of someone's time who might be manually adding these forms to jobs, but you're also ensuring that the right forms are added every time, leading to faster completion times, more accurate compliance, and happier customers, hopefully. So we have our job with the right forms on, and now we might want to request or order any parts that we quoted for, or if we quoted without listing the parts, we might want to add those to the job now. So this is where our next app comes in, stock requests. With this app, you can request parts directly from a job, which can either be allocated and then issued from stores or ordered from a supplier. All stock requests are held and managed centrally, giving you much more control over part movements and allowing you to see current, requested, allocated and issued balances for every part. If you want to, you can also extend this to include availability checks and approval workflows in both the back office and the field engineers. All in all, it's a much more efficient and intuitive way to get parts onto jobs. So now I'm ready to finally plan the work. I've got done all my preparation and get it assigned to the right engineer. And I can do this with something that's been mentioned a couple of times already, the assisted scheduling app. So I'm only talking today about apps that are currently in the marketplace, nothing future, so I'm not cheating. You can have a look at all of these today if you want to. So there's further things coming down the line that will assist you with this, but right now we have the assisted scheduling app. And this is available in the Engineer Planner. And clicking a new plan button on the jobs in the right hand panel, for those that are familiar, will cause the system to examine a number of criteria and assess which of our engineers are best placed to carry out the work. So this will take into account the preferred engineers, plural, for the site of the job, the most qualified based on the trade of the job and the engineer documents, the closest in actual driving miles, not just as the crow flies, the cheapest in terms of what it's going to cost you in labour and travel time, and the engineers that will meet the SLA that you have with the customer. The planner filters out all the engineers that don't meet those criteria and then applies icons like these at the bottom to the engineers that do meet those criteria, so the planner can be completely informed who the best person might be and why. So the choice is still with the user, but we're putting a lot of information in front of them. So ultimately, this app can not only save time when allocating, but offer hidden lost time having to reallocate or tidy up previous inefficient allocations. So we've allocated it, now we need to deploy it obviously when the job moves out to the mobile app, and here too we have apps that can help us do the work. First up, I just want to mention Lone Worker. We know many of you will have a legal responsibility to manage any risk for engineers working alone. And we now offer this app that adds key protection and risk mitigation to the existing engineer mobile app, an app that people already use every day and are familiar with. It includes low battery alerts, check-ins, time sessions, panic button, man down alerts, duress pin and discrete panic features. So in our example today, if this engineer carrying out this work, we might use the check-ins feature where they can tap a button within a time set by you to confirm they are safe and reset the clock. And if they fail to do so, a warning is automatically triggered in the back office, and hopefully they won't have to use the panic or the man down features, but they're there if they're needed. So our man has now arrived on site and checked in. And here the engineer might benefit from consulting a building plan, showing maybe the location of existing assets or other useful information and metadata. And this is something now available using the integration with our partners Locatrix, who are here today. Locatrix is a state-of-the-art mapping tool that allows you to create floor plans of customer sites and buildings, including any relevant information, even fence lines, doorways, air conditioning, ducting, whatever you need really, or they can be imported from existing documents. And these plans can be linked to Joblogic sites, where you can then map your managed assets also. And then they're available for viewing on the mobile app. So the engineers can see where assets are, or just locations within a site, saving them vital time. Now we also know at any point in the job, depending on how you work, engineers might take photos. I think it's probably something everybody does. So might be to show the before and the after, to evidence the work they've done, or maybe even to show why they weren't able to do the work they went out to do. And this next app allows us to enhance the usefulness of those site photos, the Photo Annotator app. Some of you might have had a look at this one already. It's been around a little while. But it's a great little tool that allows engineers to crop and rotate photos, to draw on them, to add text and stickers, as you guys just put an example here, just to really make that picture, that photo more meaningful, and the information it contains more meaningful and easy to understand. Okay, so as an engineer completes his job and finishes his day, another mobile-focused marketplace app may become useful. This is the new Mobile Timesheet Plus app. This boosts the options and performance of the standard timesheet functionality, meaning engineers can view, add or edit their own timesheets, not only increasing efficiency, but removing the admin burden from the back office. Also means that team leaders can view the timesheet entries of all the engineers assigned to the team on the mobile app. Once the visit's been completed, those job details are going to come back into the back office, of course, and then the service desk staff probably want to check it before completing an invoicing. So to assist with the job of checking the engineer inputs, the marketplace offers two AI tools that have been referred to already. They do sound a little bit like WWF wrestlers, don't they? The rephraser and the summarizer. The rephraser will take the text from a job description or work report, for example, and transform it into the tone and clarity of your choice. So maybe you want to make your visit report sound more professional, or you might have a budding novelist working the tools and you want to make their reports more concise. The summarizer can create a meaningful and naturally written summary of the job at whatever stage it is that you can use internally to quickly understand what's going on, or that you can email to a customer to provide an update or back up an invoice submission, for example. Both of these tools are free of charge and can be used with Joblogic's AI engine or your own ChatGPT accounts as you prefer. So now we're ready to complete and invoice the job, meaning we can set up invoice reminders. Here we can just add our number of days where we want this to be triggered, create our email template, a bit like quote reminders. We can pull live data in to this email as well. These emails will fire off automatically when the time is reached, if the invoice remains unpaid, of course. So we've gone from prospect through to invoice. We've won and done the work. Now to finish off, let's take a look at showing the work. So a lot of these have been referred to, so I'm going to go fairly quickly through these to not pain you. The FSM dashboard app in the marketplace adds into your back office a new reporting tool which focuses on three core activities: quotes, jobs and invoices. Greg has talked about this a little bit already today. This is another free app. If you haven't already had a look, I would recommend it. It's free. Try it out. Similarly, the first phase of our new AI-driven customer portal is available on the marketplace and puts the similar dashboards and insights directly into the hands of your customers. This offers AI live performance summaries, insights and site-level drill down. Now, in terms of showing the work, I think we have to mention the many industry packs that are now available in the marketplace as well. These are sector-specific plugins that add vital dashboards, forms and reports to your Joblogic system. They're pre-packaged and ready to go. For example, the fire and safety pack alone includes 6 dashboards, 38 reports and 42 forms. And finally in this section, I just want to mention the variety of accounts integrations that are available, enabling you to remove rekeying between systems, which is always good. We currently offer standard integrations with Sage 50, 200, Intact, Accounts IQ, we're here today, QuickBooks and Xero, with further integrations coming along down the line. Now that was a very quick walk through a job and how the apps on the marketplace might help you. So I apologise for the speed of that once you get lost in. Hopefully you've seen something that you'd like to know more about. So you've had the opportunity today to visit some of our information booths here on the side. But if you'd like to know more about any of these apps, or ones I haven't mentioned out of the 60 that are available, and see them in action, please do visit the booths at the next opportunity. We've got a lunch break coming up not too long away with these topics. It covers all the parts of the system. We also have 4 of our partners here today you can speak to as well. Now in closing, I just want to make sure that you know how important you and your thoughts and opinions are to us at Joblogic. We're committed to providing the very best tools to help your business thrive, and we can't do that without your help. We want your feedback, we want your ideas, we want your experiences, we want to know what challenges you face every day. Let me quickly share a new way that you can do that. The community page. You'll find this on your menu in the main system at the bottom on the left hand side. Now, as well as sharing news and upcoming events and webinars and so on, it also reveals what features are both coming soon and those further down in the pipeline that may be still in the planning stages of the development roadmap, but gives you the chance to vote on what you think would be the most useful to you, allowing you to influence what comes next. There's even a section there at the bottom that enables you to submit your own ideas. So all of these are logged and used to inform and plan our future releases. Please do have a look at the community page when you get a chance, and even better, vote on some of the features coming and drop us an idea or two as well. As I said, it's our mission to continue to provide a great solution for your business that enables you to grow, and that's something we can only do by working together. Thank you.